How do you set up the Alice LBE? First, let's take a look at the belt. It's actually a lot easier to set this up now compared to when we get all the pouches on. So go ahead and try it on and make sure you're happy with the fit. Next, we're gonna go ahead and grab all the pouches for the setup. Right here, I've got 2 1-quart canteen pouches, 2 magazine pouches, 2 first aid kit pouches, our butt pack, and then of course the Alice suspenders. All right. Now that we got all our gear, let's go ahead and get it set up. First, we're gonna start with the belt. Now, before we put anything on, just confirm the orientation. I know a lot of people that set up the rig only to find out the belt is upside down. Now that the belt is in its right orientation, I'm gonna try to find this center point. Depending on how you adjust the belt, the tag may not be in the center. Now that I found the center point, I'm gonna lay out the Alice suspenders right here. So I'm gonna start by clipping in the butt pack in the center of the belt. Now that I'm happy where this sits, we're gonna take the Alice suspenders and we're gonna start with the back strap and actually clip them in to these D-rings. First one clipped, and the second one clipped. Now we're left with the 2 front clips of the Alice suspenders, and you might be tempted to put them in the forward slot, but we're actually gonna move a little bit back. I like to go the 3rd hole back from where the buckle sits. Clip number 1 is in place, and if you notice, I actually clipped this to the outside of the belt. If you run with these or have rucked with these, the Alice clips actually start to dig in during long hauls or rucks. So if you have the luxury, clip it onto the outside of the belt. So I'm gonna take the 2nd clip and clip it into the 3rd hole of the outside of the belt, just like that. So now it's semi-set up, and now we can start adding pouches. So we're gonna do an easy layout. If you want to, you can run with just 1 1-quart canteen. I'm gonna do 2 just for symmetry. We're gonna start by clipping these in as close to the butt pack as possible. All right, first canteen pouch is in place. Now I wanna note, when you go ahead and Alice clip these in, some parts of the belt may have 2 layers like this. You only wanna be clipping these through 1 layer at a time. All right, second canteen is now in place. Next, we're gonna move on to the larger first aid kit. I'm gonna clip it right here to the butt pack. Depending on who you were with back in the day, you may have been allowed to. Some people were required to keep these on the belt. This is a good little hidden spot where you can keep your first aid kit while it's not on the belt and in the way. Boom, and it's put together, looking good and setting up nicely. All right, next we're gonna move on to the 2 magazine pouches. Now we're gonna put these right next to the canteen pouches. First one's in, boom, and the second one is in. Now, if you wanna run these just like they were in the military, this pouch is actually put on upside down. That way it's easy to tear down if you need to get access to your bandage or first aid kit. All right, so this is what the final rig looks like. Overall, super comfortable. Can we get a fit check, please? How are we looking? How are we looking? Overall though, this is a super accurate setup for the 1980s to the 1990s, but you may be asking yourself, why do we keep the front of the belt clear? This is what they call running a rig slick. And a lot of soldiers who actually ran these kept this clear. The reason being is when you're prone and you have to reload your magazine, you would actually have to roll over to get access to them. Additionally, it's super uncomfortable to have bulky pouches right in the front of your rig. So this is how it would have been ran. So now you guys know.